Chandler. I got There's
OBX. No, no, it's not.
Made 3, 4, 5 is OBX.
I don't know if I'll go this time.
Hey, I'm Dylan Schwartz from Southern Comfort Customs and Interiors out of Ramsey, North Carolina. And me, my dad, and my brother, and a part-time machinist built this 55 Chevy Nomad. We started with the basic 55 Chevy roller, and we went from there. We took the car, bought an Art Marson chassis, cut it all up, made the car a unibody, and we flowed the floor pans, the rockers go right to the chassis, and it's all clean, simple, looks good underneath. The bottom of the car looks just as good as the top of the car. When it comes to mounting everything, we changed how everything mounted to make it cleaner. Hit all the hardware, got rid of the radiator support, has a custom radiator shroud. The wheels are one off, built wheels, and every detail is good. We put the wheels in there. The bolts, they're machined. They look like the wheels. The front runner is all one off. It has the wheels on it. It has a billet air cleaner that has the wheel design on it. The car has an illusion that it's chopped, and it's actually not chopped.
Not chopped.
It's not chopped. All the pillars are changed. The car's got all custom glass in it. Full custom interior. It's got a single hump dash in it instead of a double hump like a regular 55 Chevy. It's a custom steering column, one off with a custom steering wheel.
Tell me about all them switches down there.
Oh, pretty much controls the whole car. And if you look at the air conditioning switches, they got the wheel design in them also.
Okay, now tell me, what was the idea behind this air cleaner?
Looked like an original style 265 air cleaner, but we just wanted to throw our own touch on it.
Okay.
Fans are off the chain, man.
Okay, tell me about these fans.
So the fans are all custom one-off billet fans with the wheel design in them also. So they all match the wheels, and they're all tucked away and hidden where you can't even see them.
How many fans do you have?
There's 4 of them.
As for fans, what size are these fans?
10-inch, I believe.
14-inch fan.
So
Okay. Now, tell me about this engine.
this is an LS3 that was all ground sanded, smoothed up. It's got custom Avon industry valve covers that are one off, say Nomad and everything on them. And all the radiator hoses on the car are tucked away where no one can see them. And they just go right into the inner fender. That way you don't see them. And the radiators actually follows the contour of the grill. The grill's a custom one-off billet grill.
Okay.
The headlights are actually...
So this is not a stock 55 grill.
No, it's a one-off billet grill. It has 2 of the bars are missing out of it. It's wider. If you look underneath the car, the 2 bars that we took out, we put underneath in the belly pan. That way the air flows up in there to cool the AC condenser.
Okay. Now, when y'all built this, did y'all build this for the Detroit Autorama? This was a specific build?
Yeah, that was the goal from the beginning.
Okay. Now, tell me, what did they say stood out that let y'all win the award? I mean, because this is an extraordinary car, but what did they say stood out? Because you noticed you all had some stiff competition.
Yeah, there was a lot of competition there this year. I think they liked all the billet work and everything, all the custom machining and just all the one-off touches.
Okay. And what's the name of your shop and where is it?
Southern Comfort Customs and Interiors in Ramsey, North Carolina.
Are y'all on social media?
A little bit. We don't post much.
Okay. And how can people get in touch with y'all?
We just call the shop, or you can look at us up on Facebook also.
Do you happen to know the number?
336-879-0945.
Okay. Now, what was the hardest part about this build?
Honestly, it being a unibody car was challenging to paint, like to do the whole car and flow from top to bottom was really the hardest challenge, I think.
Okay, now tell me about this, what y'all did to make it look like it's chopped. And tell me about these windshield wipers. Let's walk over here. Because I just noticed that. There's a whole lot going on with this car.
It's a lot. It's hard to remember it all. But we got rid of the cowl and made the hood longer to go where the cowl was. And
How did y'all make the hood long?
custom metal fabric.
Okay.
So we made it longer. Well, they went away the windshield wipers, and we figured, well, it needs windshield wipers because he wants to drive it.
Right.
So we took them up under the top there. We laid the windshield back so we had room for them.
Okay.
So the windshield's laid back, I think, like 30 degrees, and the windshield's all cut down in a whole different shape. So it's a lot going on.
Okay.
And then the belt line on the car, factory was like some stainless and this and that, but we cleaned all the belt lines of the car up and made the glass come farther to the outside of the quarter, and it's all one-off glass, and it just flows.
So y'all had the glass made.
Yeah,
It was special made glass. Okay.
It was a big challenge.
And what size are these wheels?
Oh, the front are 18 by 8s and the back are 20 by 12s.
Wow. So y'all had to do some tugging.
Yeah, it's packed in there.
Okay. Well, look, I appreciate you taking the time out to tell me about this car because I'm from North Carolina and I feel proud that a Riddle Award car came out of North Carolina. I mean, and my please subscribe to the K-Man Clash YouTube channel. Just want to let you know we have an event coming up. It's called J.W. Shepherd Scholarship Fund Auto Extravaganza. 4th annual J.W. Shepherd Scholarship Fund Auto Extravaganza. 406 East Trinity Avenue, Durham, North Carolina, at American Legion Post number 7, May 31st, 2025, 9 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Registration fee is a cash donation. We have refreshments on site, participant choice trophies, long distance trophies, people's choice trophies, ATM, plenty of trailer parking, a plethora of area hotels. J.W. Shepherd. 4th annual J.W. Shepherd Scholarship Fund Auto Extravaganza. May 31st, 2025. 9 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. 406 East Trinity Avenue, Durham, North Carolina.
Hey, my name's Sal Vicari. This is my 1939 Lincoln Zephyr. 5-year project, something I always wanted to have, and I hired Carolina Speed Metal to do all the work. Everything has been chopped, channeled, stretched, modified in every way. As a matter of fact, there's only 3 original parts on the car: the license plate holder, the emblem on the front hood, and the 2 grills, and that's it. Everything else has been changed. We started in the back. I had bought a couple of tail lights that I really liked, and we reshaped the whole back of the car to match the tail lights. And once we started that, we just started working forward on all of the shaping of the body. It's got a LS3 in it, but we made it look like a regular engine, hid the coils up underneath it. The interior, I have a black Bentley, and I think Bentley makes the prettiest interiors. So we got a hold of Bentley leather, so it's a Bentley interior, but in this car. All the burl wood in it, the design, everything about it is Bentley in the inside. Let's see, the wheels were made at Colorado Custom. They're solid one-piece aluminum. They mimic a 60 Lincoln Continental hubcap, but we did them in solid. And let's see, what else? That's pretty much it. It's on air ride. It's got a stereo in it. A couple neat features are like the back seat is on a push button, so you can lift the seat up to store everything behind it and then close it up. So it's kind of like a safe inside of the car. We named it the Hitman. The horn plays the theme to The Godfather when you push it. And in the back, we put a Tommy gun just to represent the name of the car, the Hitman. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, so why you name it the Hitman?
I'm Italian.
Okay.
Yeah. And it just looks sleek. It looks like something out of the 30s that someone in the mafia or something like that would drive in. So
Okay, now the design concept, how did that come about?
well, just all in my mind. I just kept having different ideas of what I wanted to do. And I knew I wanted it to be low. I wanted it to be stretched. Went back and forth on the color for a long time, but ultimately I just felt like black was the right color for it. The top is carbon flash. It's actually 2-tone, and that's a Corvette color on the top.
Okay, and what kind of transmission you have?
It's got a, I always forget.
That 6-speed transmission?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you can drive it on the highway.
Oh no, yeah, it's made to drive. Yeah.
Have you driven it yet?
I've driven it a couple miles. I'm a little nervous to drive it until after we're done with show season because I don't want to get any rock chips on it or anything like that.
And where did you debut this car?
We debuted it at Detroit Autorama. We were actually trying to get the Riddler Award. But we did win some really good awards there. And I can tell you the trunk of this car was probably the most photographed trunk I've ever seen. We stopped counting at 1,500 people because everybody at the show went crazy over the trunk in this car.
Okay. All right. Well, look, thanks for your time.
Oh, yeah.
Sycamore. Hey there. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Please subscribe to the K-Lane Classics YouTube channel. Just want to let you know we have an event coming up called the 3rd Annual J.W. Shepherd Higher Education Auto Fair. 2349 Cameron Langston Road, Bristol, North Carolina. 2349 Cameron Langston Road, Bristol, North Carolina. Savannah Free Will Baptist Church. August 16th, 2025. 9 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. AC in the Fellowship Hall. Registration fee is a cash donation. Plenty of trailer parking. Refreshments on site. Participant choice trophy. Dash flag to the first 100 entries. Dash flag to the first 100 entries. Participant choice trophy. Long distance trophy. Pastor's choice trophy. Members choice trophy. Participant choice trophy. J.W. Shepherd Higher Education Auto Fair. 2349 Cameron Langston Road, Bristol, North Carolina. Savannah Free Will Baptist Church. 2349 Cameron Langston Road, Bristol, North Carolina. August 16th, 2024. Rain date will be 7 days later. And if it rain again, it'll be 7 days after that. 2349 Cameron Langston Road, Bristol, North Carolina. 3rd Annual J.W. Shepherd Higher Education Auto Fair. No, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, though, man. I appreciate it. nobody. same week as OBX. No,
Hey.
no, it's not.
May 3, 4, 5 is OBX. I don't know if I'll go this time.
How you doing?
How you doing?
All right.
All right, they're coming in today. Oh, let me go. Have a good night.
Hey, you too.
Sunday all the way through Sunday through Saturday. Bradley Gray. That's what we need. Showing that nighttime stuff. The daytime stuff take care of itself.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes,
Oh, okay.
that's the stop when I sit roll silver propane.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you can't buy them already done. You got to set them out.